Hello, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of some stamping. My name is Sarah Simon. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We're getting it in stereo here. I got to turn that down. And I am coming to you from Appleton, Wisconsin. And we were supposed to have, I think we were supposed to have storms like overnight and rain all day. Earlier in the week they said that, but now it's not really that bad. Actually the sun is trying to peek through. So it's beautiful here today. It's actually really kind of nice. I looked outside this morning and I'm like, I think it's really cold out there. So I put a sweatshirt on. Oh, no sound. Hmm. I should have sound. Does anybody else have sound? Does anyone else have sound? uh, I'm going to wait a second just to see if anyone tells me that they can hear me. Because if they can hear me, oh, I can hear you. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you for all of you that say I have sound. Becky, it must be you that doesn't have sound. Maybe try turning it up or checking to see if you have something muted. So I apologize for that. So anyway, I looked outside and I'm like, oh, it looks really cold today. And I put this sweatshirt on and actually it's really nice out. It's not that bad. So good. Thank you all of you who said that I have sound. I was like in a panic, like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong again? Um, I have two fun folds for you today. One of them is using some of the new online exclusives, and the other one is using some online exclusive stuff. But it was just, I wanted to show you a fun fold that I had. I have a niece who is expecting a baby at the end of the month, and it's the first of my nieces and nephews to have a baby. So it's kind of exciting. The only hard part is she lives in Arizona, so I have no idea. It probably won't be until summer that I get to see the baby. But I'll get to see pictures and stuff. And so I'm going to be making a baby card today. And then one other card. So all of them kind of have a little pop-up pull-out theme to them today. So I wanted to start by sharing some fun mail. Yes, it is fun mail that I got. I received this from Debbie Peters. Isn't that beautiful? And she was thanking me for spoiling her, she said. So this is a beautiful card, Debbie. Thank you. And then I forgot to share this one last week. I found it when I was unloading all my stuff from my team meeting. Donna Deppner made this, and was kind of, you see how it pops up there? The greeting pops up. That was kind of my inspiration for, I think I should do something pop up today. So we're doing some stuff that's somewhat pop up, pull out, that kind of thing. So thank you all for the happy mail. I did receive one other card in the mail that I'm going to share with you next week because it's something that I can't really talk about yet until next week. So next week, I'm going to keep you in suspense and you'll have to find out next week. You'll have to come back next week to find out what that's all about. So then we have some prizes to give away. And I'm sorry, I have not said hello to everyone. When it said that there was no sound, I went into panic mode, but I do see all of you on here and I do see your comments on both Facebook and on YouTube. So thank you all for joining me. Jay is coming to us from Raleigh. I wish I was here. I wish I was in Raleigh, but I decided with my finances, so some of you are probably like, why isn't she in Raleigh? Because all the other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are in Raleigh. Kathy and I were talking about it, and when we looked at airfare, hotel, paying for the conference, paying for meals when we were down there, it was going to be probably over $1,000 for a long weekend. And both of us just kind of decided that we just didn't have that kind of money to put into going somewhere for a long weekend. So we decided not to. And honestly, last year when I missed it, because my mom had surgery last year when they had on stage, um, the whole weekend I was like, I wish I was there. I wish I was there. This weekend I've been fine because I've had my card buffet. I'm making money instead of spending money and all is good. And I'm getting to see all the excitement from all the pictures that people are posting. So I am not in Raleigh. Diane's in sunny but windy Minnesota. It's really windy here too. Things are blowing all over the place. It's one of those days I was telling the ladies that were at my card buffet. It's one of those days that I'm really glad that I took down the two dead trees that were in my yard because they had emerald ash. And I'm really glad because on a windy day like this, I would always be afraid that they were going to fall on my house. As much as I miss the trees, I don't miss the fear of them falling on my house when it's windy because they were really dead and falling apart. So um, let's see. I'm missing some of the people are just asking about, okay, storms. All right, good. I have prizes to give away. So last week we made this barn door card or Dutch door, I think it's called as well. With that new, this is the hydrangea. It is the Garden of Thanks, I think is what it's called. The paper is, I think, anyway. And then we made this pull out card that has a little gift card holder in the center of it and receiving these for commenting. So anytime you comment anything, you end up getting put into a drawing and you all get assigned a number. I do a random number pick. This week it happened to be number 29, and number 29, the person who was assigned that number is Lori Workman. So Lori, I will be sending these cards your way this week sometime. And then for sharing. So anytime you hit share and you share with somebody, whether it be you send them an email, you share it on your Facebook page, whatever you might do, you also get put into a drawing to win prizes. And I do the exact same thing. I give everyone a number. So for sharing, random number was number 8. And the person who had number 8 was Judy. I don't know if it's Kruger or Krieger. I don't know how you say it, Judy, but you will be getting, and I need your address. So if you could send it to Create with Sarah LLC at Gmail or send me a private message on Facebook. You are going to be getting a spool of the gold twisted thread and some of these heart sequins that are super, super flat. And I know it's not Valentine's Day, but you could be adding these to almost any kind of card. I'm thinking a wedding card, you could add them. The card that I'm making today for the baby, I could actually, a heart would fit in perfect with that as well. So, Judy, I will get those off in the mail to you. And then I'm going to do a drawing. I think it's 5 people that placed orders this last week. I'm going to go ahead and put these slips of paper on my desk. And I'll go ahead and here, maybe I can share both of my screens so you can see them on my desk. They are winning this Arch Wishes. We used this last week when we made this card. Okay, it doesn't come with the dies. This is the stamp set that is a standalone as an online exclusive and has all the birthday stuff. So I am mixing these up. Whoa. Do I have them all here? I think I do. Yep. I'm just going to go ahead and pick one of them. And I picked this one, and it is going to be Kathy Kessler. Kathy, I will get that off in the mail to you. You are lucky, lady. I think this is the second time you won recently. So congratulations to Kathy. Thank you to all of you who placed orders. I always appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead while I'm here and switch over, turn my overhead light off. And we will get to stamping. Yeah, our girls basketball team is playing for the state championship this afternoon. I'm not going because of this, but I'm going to be watching them. They have an app that you can watch it right on your phone, so I'll be watching it on my phone. Let me see. What card are we starting with? I got to go to my banners. Yes, thank you to all of you that said congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to all the winners. And thank you to all of you who placed orders and who helped to spread the word about my business. My business is actually growing. I think this is the biggest card buffet I had. And I'm up to, I want to say I was up to like 700 subscribers on YouTube, 600 and some or 700, I can't remember. But I was just shocked. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right. This is a little peek of what we're going to be using. So we're going to do the baby card first. So this is we're going to use these two stamp sets. I'm not using the dies or the punch for this. I'm going to be using the paper that goes with it. So you really wouldn't even have to have the stamp sets. If you had the paper, you could make the card that we're going to be making today. I chose to use this Cute as Can Be, and I'm using the You're as Sweet as Honey, and I'm using the Love You from it. So you could find those fit really nicely with the paper that we're going to be using and with the whole theme. But I wanted to show you that. I have a couple of circle punches that we're going to be using for our greetings. And the inspiration for this, so I wanted to show you, I've been doing some class kits to go. I think this one was probably the most that I had because I did it personally without Kathy this time. And so I think I sold 6 of them total. But I wanted to show you the caliber of cards that you get in there. So this was one of the cards that was in my birthday one. Now that might look like it's a really, really plain card on the outside, but actually when you open it, it actually is not as plain as it looks because it pops up when you open it. So I'm going to be showing you how to make this card, this type of card today. Ours is going to look completely different. But those are the types I usually have at least 2 fun folds in every single one. This one that's going out on Monday actually has 3 fun folds in it and then 1 normal one. So I'm hoping to do more of that because I know some of you are not local and it would give you a chance to, I do sell just the PDF, or you can get the whole kit. So the one that I did right now is the one with the all the different textured paper. So it looks like baskets and jute rugs and all of that kind of stuff. That's the set that I used, or the suite that I used. And so some people bought the entire thing. Some people bought just the paper. Some people bought just the PDF. All right. So let's see. Am I missing any comments? I gotta go. I'm not at my comments right now. So I will come back to my comments after. Um, Oh, somebody's giving Where the Girls Are on TV. Yes, channel 14 or 10, depending on if you have cable. All right, Nancy, thank you. All right, so I'm using Petunia Pop as my card base. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. And then I have basic black that measures 3.75 by 5. Doesn't that look nice together, those two? And then the designer paper that I chose to use was this one right here. And I just did 1/8 of an inch smaller. So this is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And that gets layered right onto there. So it's just a little bit of the black from the black and the bees that's going to be popping up at us. All right. Then I have a piece of basic white for the inside that measures 4 by 5.25. And then my little mechanism that I need to get that to pop up is something that measures 4 by 5 3/8. And I scored it at 1, 2, and 3. So they're all little 1-inch things there. Then the pieces that pop up, I have 3 of them in Petunia Pop that measures 3 1/8 by 1 3/4. Okay, so there's 3 of them. And then just like I did on the front, I thought it would be nice to layer that with some basic black. So the 3 basic black are 2 7/8 by 1.5. Okay, so they're 1/4 of an inch smaller. And then you need 3 pieces and you can decide how you want to do it. So the one that I did in my kit, I just did white. I just stopped at that layer. I didn't put any designer paper. I decided for this one, I wanted to put designer paper on these 2, and I wanted to put a greeting in the center. And then I'm going to put something down here, and I'm going to use the rest of the area to write my little message to her. So what I used for my little pieces, ooh, did I cut them? They have to be in here. Oh, here they are. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, so I I'm going to use that You Are Sweet as Honey. So I did the little honey paper. So I did 2 of them in that size. And then I did one in the petal pink that we're gonna, no, I'm sorry, pretty in pink that we're going to stamp on because there was pretty in pink in there. And I thought that that looked nice. I could have done white as well, but I kind of liked how the pretty in pink looked layered on there to pull that out of this. So you could do white or you could do pretty in pink. You could do whatever you want with your cards. Your cards, you can make them how you want. I also took some of the paper that had the little bee on it with holding the heart, and we're going to actually cut these out because the bees that you could either punch out with the punch or you could cut out with the die cut were just a little bit big for this card. So I decided I'm going to take the bees that are in the paper and I'm just going to fussy cut those, and I'm going to use those on my card rather than having to stamp. So that's why I said you really don't have to, for this, have the stamps and all of that kind of stuff because I didn't use any die cutting. I'm going to use some punches and that's about it. So pretty easy to do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to stamp on this right here, the inside, and I'm going to stamp on our pink, pretty in pink, and then I have a scrap of white that I'm also going to stamp on. Ink pads. Oh, you know what? I have to go get ink pads. I needed them for my, oh, here, I'll grab this. I am going to have to go get one ink pad. I needed it for my card buffet. And so I went and put it back in my card buffet, and I'm going to have to get a petunia pop here. So we'll come back and get that. So I am going to stamp the Cute as Can Be on my scrap of white. Okay. And I'm going to stamp the Love You in the corner of my inside layer. And then I'm going to show you, here's the card that pops up. So when you do this, you can have things that are higher than your center section, but it has to be from this side on. If you put it here, it's going to hit this piece right there and it's not going to work. So I'm going to stamp my greeting, part of it here and then part of it down here because it doesn't fit all the way across. And then I'm going to have something that kind of hangs off a little bit over on this side. For these 2 sides, it's just the opposite. You need to, if you're going to have them hanging off, they can hang off this way just a little bit. You can see you only have a little bit of space before it would be hanging out the side of your card. All right, so I am going to use the your as, and I'm gonna cover up. Actually, I think I might be able to go ahead. I did a pretty good job. I don't have the sweet as stamped at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the your as right in the right hand side. All right, and then I need to get my chamois here. And I will go ahead. Oh, my chamois is not wet. Let me go get, I think that's with my card buffet too. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab that ink pad and I'm going to grab a chamois. Of course, I couldn't find which of the 16 buckets it was in. Took me a little bit. Sorry about that. So this is a chamois, which is wonderful for cleaning your stamps. You just get it wet. And I have it just in a case, stamp case. And I'm going to tap it a little bit on my pants so I don't get this wet part on there. And now I'm going to do the sweet Now, the other thing you could do if you don't trust yourself is you could put a piece of tape over that. Put it in your ink pad and then pull the piece of tape off before you stamp it. Okay, you're as sweet as honey. And then we've got this little heart where it says love you. I'm just going to stamp a little petunia pop heart on the top of that. And that is all the stamping we have. We are ready to start putting this card together. All right, am I missing any comments? Judy, it's okay that you're coming in late, but you won. Judy, you won my drawing for sharing. And so I have something to send to you. So send me a private message in Facebook, or you can you can email me at createwithsarahllc@gmail. Okay, this is a 1 3/4 inch punch and it just fits in here. You kind of have to, that's why I stamped it first. It was easier to stamp it, then make sure I had it in the circle and punch it. And then I have a 2-inch punch. These are online exclusives. So they're not in a catalog, but we still do have them. And I cut the 2-inch to kind of layer right on there. Now you could use stylish shapes, but this card, as I mentioned earlier, is really a stamp, ink, and paper. Other than the punches, you don't need a die cutting machine to be able to create this card. I'm using a lot of the paper. All right, now we're ready to put this together. So I didn't layer this yet. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. This paper is so cute. Look at all those little bees and the little flowers. So cute. And before I put this on the front of our card, I am going to take some of our Petunia Pop ribbon and I'm going to wrap this around here and we're going to tie a bow on the left side. And here's my scissors. Whoa, this is supposed to be my ribbon scissors. I've been using it too much for paper. And I think I need a new ribbon scissors. Thank you for all of you who said that you shared. Hi, Tammy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and this down. It's always fun to tie a bow on live TV. Just being sarcastic there, if you couldn't tell. All right. Make these a little smaller. Come on. And then we'll pull them a little tighter again. There we go. That looks good. And I know I'm going to be sending this in the mail, but I'm going to be sending it with a gift. So it's going to be in a box. So I don't even care that it has this bulky ribbon on it. If you would be sending it in the mail, I probably would rethink the big bow with the ribbon. But in this case, it fits perfectly. Okay. And then go ahead and add that. You could put this up on dimensionals if you wanted to as well. I'm going to put it flat and then pop up that greeting. Okay, and then we'll put this on here. And grab some of our dimensionals. I thought I took them out of I did. No, I didn't. Put these on the top and the bottom so that there's like a little opening for my ribbon to go through so that my label lays flat and isn't all uneven. Well, that's not good. Let's see here. Make sure you have your circle the right way with your words the right way when you do that. Because otherwise it's not going to be on either side of the ribbon. Okay, let's see. So we're down here. And I'll move this one. There we go. It's live TV, people. Always making little mistakes. Okay, then I wanted one of our little bees on the front here. So I loved how this one was holding a little heart. You can either do it with the smiley face or you can have it with the eyes closed. And since it's a baby card, I thought the one with the eyes closed was really cute. So I'm just going to quickly, I leave a little bit of a border around it. I don't go right up to the edge of the image. I like to keep that little bit of a border, kind of like when you die cut something, how it has a little bit of a white edge around the outside. Or even when you punch something, it does too, except for one of our punches. I can't remember which one of the punches it is. It punches it. Is it the house? That punches it right up to the, it's one of our newer punches. I can't remember which one. I'm like, oh, that's unusual because usually it punches with a little bit of a white edge around the outside. Okay, so isn't that little bee so cute? We're going to put that right here on the corner of our card. I'm just going to put one dimensional right now. I'm going to put a little piece of adhesive up in the corner for it to attach to that. And then once I know where it is, I'm going to take one of our mini dimensionals. Oh, I said it right here. I'm like, I know it popped out when I did it. And now that I know where it needs to be, I'm going to pop that right. Oops. Try to pop it right underneath there. There we go. And we need a little glitter on here. It's a little girl. So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to glitter up those wings. You could do the heart if you wanted to too. I just did the wings. Okay, and then we have some of our Petunia Pop gems. And I'm just going to fill in a couple of the white spaces on the label with that. Or you could put it in the designer paper, whatever you like. But I thought there's a few white spots on here. Hold this up with that. Thought it would be fun just to fill those in a little bit. Right, so that is the front of our card, but now we need the wow factor. Thank you guys. The toadstool punch. Thank you, Sarah. Yep, that's the one that goes right out to the edge. You are correct. I knew it was one of the newer ones. I just couldn't remember which one. Okay, so we're going to start by putting this down. So you could just make it be a card that goes like this, and you could just be done with it, right? Like, that's a cute card. Cute as can be. Love you. But we're going to add the little pop-up element to kind of take it over the top a little bit. So we are going to layer. Let's get these all layered. So this is going to go on the Petunia Pop. We're going to have a couple of these little honey pots, which are so cute. I love that this paper came out again in different colors because I just think it's so darn cute. And it's perfect timing for me with this baby coming because I just think it makes a really, really cute baby card. Some people, I saw some really cute Valentines with it at Valentine's Day time too, with all those little hearts. Okay, and then this is going to go on one of these. And that's going to go on here. Okay, so now the mechanism that we need, this piece that was 4 by 5 3/8 and scored at 1 inch everywhere. We're going to go ahead and I should have my bone folder here somewhere. I'm going to set this all to the side instead of putting it in my thing so I don't always have to reach over the camera. So we're going to score that and that. And that. Okay, so can you see how this is going to go? So this is going to go here. And then if we fold this like that, we're going to close it and we'll get the little pop-up piece in the center. So when I do 3D items like this that are going to be popping up and stuff, I like to use our tear and tape. So I'm going to put tear and tape on this end. And this end. Look at that, I tore it without even really trying. I'll just fold that back. So I'm going to start with the bottom. Really doesn't matter which one you take off first because they're all the same. It's all an inch. And we've got 2 mechanisms that we're doing today that use something like this. So I'm going to put this up to the edge and I'm looking so that I'm centering it top to bottom. And it's going right up to where that score line is. I'm going to press that down and then I can take this off. And just close my card. Okay, so there's my little pop-up piece that I need to make these pop up. Okay, these are going to go on this side, and this one is going to go on that side in the center. So what I need to do is I need to put adhesive just on the left-hand side of this one, and I'm going to go right up to the top. Press that down. I'm going to do the same thing here. Going to go all the way to the bottom. Press that down. And then here I want to go on the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side. And I'm going to put it in the center there. And it's easiest to press that one when you push the card in. Okay, now this has an opening here, so we're going to take another one of these little bees. And again, you can either take the one that has his eyes closed. Here we'll do the eyes open since we did the closed ones on the other one. And we're going to cut around here. Thought it was cute to have the little heart because we put the heart in the corner. There was also a paper that had the little bee on it where he was holding flowers. So you could do that if you wanted to. I also thought it would be cute to put the little bee trinket on or the heart embellishments that I just had showed you when I did my prizes. You could put one of those hearts. You could put that heart on the front instead of the gems that we did. And this I'm just going to, now this can stand up because it's on this side and it'll close just fine. You just got to make sure you don't go too far over so that it hangs out the end here. But you can't put it on this side. I had to put the Your As on this side instead of here because if I put it here, it's going to get hung up on that little thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive. Let's see here if I can get this going here. There we go. All right. And we'll put our little bee there. I don't want it hanging out too much. And we'll get our wink of Stella again. Last time my Wink of Stella was sitting right with my markers, and my mom said she was yelling at me at home, and a bunch of you actually made a comment. Oh, here, I put it in the cup. So I'm going to get the wings here of the Wink of Stella as well. So there's glitter there. And isn't that going to be a cute little baby card to send to them? Because she is going to be cute as can be, right? Because every baby is cute as can be. And then you're as sweet as honey and I love you. And then I can write my little greeting in there as well. If you wanted to decorate this more, you could. Like in the birthday one, I did a lot more decorations on there. Okay, so there's not as much place to sign your name, so you could put a piece on the back to do that, or here for your birthday, you really just could sign it if you needed to. All right, so that is our first card, and let's go ahead and take this. I just took some paper that I had. Oh, let's do this. Should we do the flowers? Should we do the petunia pop flowers, or should we stick with the bees? Tough decision. Maybe we should stick with the bees. I do kind of like the flowers though. Aren't those pretty? What do you think? Should I do an envelope with the flowers or should I do an envelope with the bees? Maybe I need to stick with the bees. I don't know. I never know. I'm like, what am I going to do? If you have an opinion, let me know. I'm going to start cleaning some of this stuff up while you give me your opinion. Flowers, bees, bees, bees. Flowers. Okay, goodness. We got lots of 1, 2 flowers. Okay, it looks like the flowers are winning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh my goodness. It's a toss-up kind of. Nancy Olivia will love this card. I think she will too. I think it's cute. All right, let's go ahead and go with the bees. I think the bees won. If you decide to remake it, you can do the flowers or you can pick another pattern. This is a different bee pattern, and it's a different bee pattern because I just looked for something that was at least 6 inches long in my scraps because I didn't want to have to cut something new. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and just pick something that I already have. Okay, so let me see here. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to keep track of all of the numbers here. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see both the Facebook and YouTube. 7, 8, 8 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 bees. Okay, the flowers have it now. Okay, we'll do flowers. Just want to do what you guys want. There we go. That's kind of cute too. I love both of them. I think either one. Either one would be pretty, right? I'm going to try to find some sort of a little gift with a bee, and then I'll do another gift too. It doesn't have to all be a bee, but I thought if I could find some little cute gift that has a bee in to go with it would be kind of cute. But there's our first card with our little pop out. It's a little bit close to the edge there, so I might want to move that in because I do have room to move it in. I might be able to do that yet, just so it doesn't get stuck on the envelope. There we go. That's better. Doesn't stick off the end now. All right, so there is our first card, which is a pop-up card. And we've got our matching envelope. I will set that over here. Clean up here a little bit. Get the stamp sets and the punches out of the way. And grab the next stuff to move in. I did clean my office, and oh my goodness, what a difference it makes working in it. I know you maybe can't see it now, but it really is a lot cleaner than it was. And I actually have room to move around. And I was putting my next to go kit together, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier to move around in this. So I'm happy. All right, I'm going to show you my inspiration for the next card that we're going to be making. That's also kind of, this one's more of a pull-out than it is a pop-up. So this is a card that's in my card buffet this month. that opens like this. We did one once before with that little dog from the next year, whatever. But this one I thought was fun with that same set, but it has the wine glasses instead of the little dog. And it pops, I mean, it opens and pops out, and you get to see that when you have your card opened as well. This is another card that's in my card buffet this month. I love this remarkable You Are Remarkable stamp set. It's a double, it's where you stamp the outline and then you have two-step stamping, so you can stamp the color that you want for the petals, and then you can do the inside, and then your leaves and your stem can be another color. So I'm combining my ideas that I had in these two cards for the card that we're going to be making today. So for this one, we're going to need the dies, and I'm going to cut this with you so that you can see how I did that. So we're going to need our dies from this textured notes. And then this is the You Are Remarkable. So again, it has the outline. You can just outline, cut it or stamp it, and you can go ahead and you can color it in with Stampin' Blends if you want, or it does have these more distinctive stamps that you can actually fill in the parts of the flower. And then I love when they have vertical greetings, and the fold that we're doing, this fold is perfect because, whoops, not that one, this one, because this section is kind of, it is more portrait. So to have one of those vertical greetings would fit perfect in there. So that's where I'm going with this. All right, let's set those aside. I am going to need the dies, so I'm going to keep them kind of close. So let me go away from your comments for just a little bit and go back to my banners so I can give you the dimensions for this. Let me see where we're starting. Right here, I think. Okay, so our card base is going to be Old Olive, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So it starts out again as just a plain old card. I'm using some of that yellow Delightful Wishes, goes with the Delightful Wishes. I think that's what it was called. But this is 4 by 5.25. Okay. Then your mechanism that you need to be able to pop up this piece right here that allows you to pop that out. We're going to use in Lemon Lolly, and that measures 5 by 8, and it's scored at, let me go the right way, it's scored at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, and 5.5 inches. So one section is a little bit wider than the other one, and the section that's a little bit wider is the one that is going to be where you do your stamping. Okay, then I also have a piece of this designer paper that's in the same pack that measures 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. So you can see the flowers are on the other side. I'm using more of the non-floral side because my image is going to be floral, and I wanted to have that be like the centerpiece of the thing, not all my designer paper. And then I also have a piece of Lemon Lolly that measures 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, and that's going to be for layering. So just like I did for this one, we're going to layer a couple of these, and it's like this black layer that's here, but this is my biggest one, and I used one smaller than that. So we're going to use a little bit different layering. Right, so I did cut, this is in our dies. If you count, this is number 1, 2, 3. This is number 4 from the center. So 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. I'm going to pull out number 5 because I'm going to do this cutting with you so that you can see how to do that or what you have to do with that. All right, so I'm going to keep that one out for right now. That's all we have for our supplies. All right. Hello, Brooke. Hello, Lisa. I don't know if you were on, Lisa, before I went away from the comments. So let's go ahead and start with getting our cutting done first. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to attach this. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to be taking this die and I'm going to be cutting it out in the center here. And what I want is when I cut this, it's going to cut through the designer paper and it's going to cut through the old olive paper, just the front top layer. I want that old olive layer to set back into my card. So I don't want the designer paper in the center here to be attached at all to the top. So when I'm attaching my designer paper, I want to make sure that I'm only putting glue around the outside. And because this tape runner is a little bit wider, I'm actually going to for sure use liquid glue on this, or you could use the tear and tape because it's a little bit thinner as well. So I'm just going to make sure that I stay along the outside edges of the designer paper. I don't want to go like this and put a whole bunch in the center because it's going to cause me problems. It's not really going to cause you problems because you could cut another old olive frame if you wanted to, but why? Right? Why waste that paper cutting another one when it's easy enough just to leave your glue along the outside and then put this in here and cut it and be able to take the old olive part out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. I'm going to make some room for my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Get this bad boy up here. And I do have to use the big one for this one. So we'll wheel out, got lots of little tape. We're taping things to cut them out. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and set this in here and I want to center it. And if you feel like you need to put some tape there to hold it in place, you can either use Post-it notes or you can use some sort of removable tape. I think I can get it just going like that. Okay. I'm going to set this here. We're going to put this away. That's all we need that for. So we'll get it out of our way. Okay, so when I take this apart, I need this piece. So that's why I couldn't have it glued in the center because it would have been glued to that. And I want this separate so that when it closes out, this color's in the background. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, then let's go ahead and stamp on this. And we'll fold this and we'll stamp on this as well. So this part, this one is going to fold towards you so that this is going to be your flat on your card. And then the other ones are going to fold the opposite way. Okay, so I've got a mountain, and a valley. That, if that helps you. I don't know if you're a mountain valley person or if you look at it and say, I have no idea what she means when she says a mountain and a valley. Some people like to call it mountains and valleys. Other people are like, that just kind of confuses me. So however you can figure out which way it has to go. Okay, but this wider piece is the one that you want to have flat. All right, so these are the two pieces we have to stamp on. So this is going to be used on a different card. So I would just go ahead and set this with my dies so that if I ever need this for something, I have it. Okay, I'm going to start with, I have to get my black back because I stole it for the last card. And where did I put it after I used it though? Here it is. It got buried. All right, so I'm going to take that flower. And it's a bigger stamp, so I like to take and bring my ink to the stamp when it's a little bit bigger, because then I know I get full coverage because I control where it's going. I am going to stand up and try to get over the top of this so that I can see where I'm putting things. My head, I have a camera in between where my eyes are and where this is. So it's kind of having to look around a camera, which can be a little bit difficult to do. And then I'm also going to add, there's this cute little bee, and I'm just going to fill up this little space that's kind of right in there. I thought that was cute. All right, and then going to do the leaves in Old Olive. Now my Old Olive is a newer pad, so when I used it before, I took a spoon and spread out some of the ink because it was really dark. I think it's better. So I'm going to line these up. And again, this is going to be really difficult because I'm looking over this camera. So I'm going to do my best, but it may not be perfect. Yeah, it's a little bit off up on the top there, but it's all right. I gave it my best. What do they say? I gave it the college try. I'm going to leave this open and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the greeting. Looks better than it did when I did my sample yesterday. You are remarkable in every way. And let's just take that little bee because he's so cute and just put that right up there. So fun. All right, we still have to color in our flowers. So let's bring it back. I just wanted to do everything with the Old Olive. Now I re-inked my Lemon Lolly because my Lemon Lolly was way too light. So I ended up taking Daffodil Delight on my sample and going over it. But we're going to try Lemon Lolly because I really like the lighter yellow. And again, this is really hard over the top of my phone. Okay. I like it a little bit lighter. I'll show you with the daffodil and see what you think of that, but I like it the lighter one. And then the center, I'm just going to do a little bit of pecan pie. And I have my Lemon Lolly Stamp and Blend marker, and I'm just going to color in that little bee with some of the yellow. You guys know that yellow is my favorite color, but my favorite Stampin' Up! Color technically is Misty Moonlight. I really love Misty Moonlight. If any of you have seen, some of you are in Raleigh maybe and watching this or have been in Raleigh and you're watching this later, the new in colors are out and wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's go ahead and build this right away. So I had that layer of Lemon Lolly, which I'm going to put in here. So it's kind of where that black one was on that other sample that I showed you. And then we're going to put this inside of there as well. I feel like this stamp set goes so well with these dies. Looks so nice. Okay, so there's our flower ready to go. Now we have to make our little mechanism that we have here. So what we're going to do, I have this folded. So this is going to go here, but to know where I have to put it so that it closes, I'm going to set it down. So I'm folding it on the second score line from the opposite end. I'm setting it down there and I'm lining this up here. Now, I don't have a lot of space to glue. Can you see how little space I have to glue? So I am going to use my liquid glue again, and I'm going to make sure that I don't go too heavy-handed with my liquid glue that it oozes out, okay? So I want it just to be in this one section, and I want it to be up pretty high where I have that little thing so that it closes there. Same thing down here. I just have a little bit of room to put that liquid glue. And then here, I have a little bit more space to put it, but I can go ahead and put it there along the side as well. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I did this backwards, just so you know. I wouldn't have done this first. I would have done the back side first. All of a sudden I'm closing this going, I never did the back side. Hi, Becky White. Welcome. Okay, I would have taped this piece down first, but we'll get it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add glue to this side. I would have put this side down and then lined it up to the score line after this was set down. So I did it just a little bit backwards. Okay, so that pops up like that. And now what we have to do is we have to put our little, this little piece of designer paper that we had. Since I have the liquid glue out, I might as well stick with that. And that is going to go right on this piece that pops up, which you could have done that before you put it together. Okay, and now for this one, I only want to put the liquid glue on this little section right here on the right-hand side. So I'm going to make sure that my glue stays only in that section and doesn't go over to this other section where you can kind of see where there's the score line there. So I want to keep it to the right. And then I'm just going to set this right back into the opening where it came from and press it down where we have that glue. And now when I open this, it opens like that, or you can pull it with that. You can do it however you want, but that is how, whoops, you want to make sure you don't get it stuck on there. Make sure you have it over. I might have to, mine should have maybe been moved over just a little bit, but it should be good there. You are remarkable in every single way. And let's go ahead and take that flower. Like I said, you don't have to fill it in with the stamps if you're not a two-step stamper because you think it's too hard to line everything up. Take your blends and use your blends instead. But let's go ahead and add a flower here to our envelope. And we'll bring our ink pads back in again. See if I can line this up. And we'll do our pecan pie. And then the last one is going to be our old olive. See if I can get this one a little bit better than my last one. That looks a little bit better. And that is our second fun fold using the stamp set. You are remarkable, along with the dies that come with the textured notes. Now, these are both online exclusives that are new. They just came out on March 5th, I think it is. Can you believe it's the 15th of March already? It's halfway through the month. I cannot believe it. So here's our second card. Okay, our little pull-out card. Right, and then our first card is our little cute as a bee baby card. You're as sweet as honey, and I love you. All right, and we've got our little envelope that matches that one. All right, so those are our cards today, and I don't know how I got this bend in here, but I got a little bit of a bend in there. That wasn't supposed to be there. So there you go. Okay, when my lemon lolly was too light, I tried it with daffodil delight. So that's daffodil delight. So you can decide if you like. So the daffodil delight is the darker color in here, and the lemon lolly is kind of the background. You can decide if you like it more yellow or a little bit softer yellow. So I have both of them here. Oh, and I do have some gems as well. Did you notice the gems on there? I didn't know what to do with gems. So on this one, on the first one that I did, I used the Opal Rounds assortment. I used that one. I was kind of thinking this would be pretty mellow as well. This is the iridescent foil gems, which are really pretty. They've got like iridescent foil in them, I guess is what you would say. I guess that's what it is. Um, we could just pop those just like that in the corner. And there's that card. So those are my fun folds today. Let me go ahead and turn my overhead light back on. Oh, let's see here. We'll do this and then this, and I'll come back to you. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on this afternoon instead of this morning. I will be back to my normal time of 8:30 next week, Saturday. And then the Saturday after that, I'm going to be in Florida. Yay! Seems like I've been waiting for that forever. My mom and dad have been gone now for three weeks. Yeah. So I've been kind of checking their house and doing stuff like that. And so I'll go water the flowers again tomorrow after church, and excited to be able to join them in a little bit. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you can find some time. Hope that I've inspired you to want to be creative. Um, Hopefully you can try some of these new folds and that you'll be successful with them. I know oftentimes people ask me, can I go somewhere to get the dimensions? And to be honest with you, for me to type up a PDF and to be able to put all of the dimensions and type all of them up in a nice document for you, or even to put it on my blog, takes probably about another 2 hours. If any of you watch Kelly Atchison, she just says, oh, in about 2 hours, I'll have this uploaded, because that's how long it takes me to do all of that. And she's not lying. It does really take that long. And I just don't have 2 hours to give up to do that right now. But I was talking to somebody, and what I think I will probably do is I will probably go back and change the picture that you see of my video at the beginning, because right now I have it as my kind of like my little coffee cup, and or the latte and the little stamp pad and stuff, and it says create with Sarah. I will probably go back after I'm done and take a picture of these two cards, and I'll replace that with the picture of the cards, so that way, at least if you know what the card looked like that you were looking for the dimensions, you can more easily find the video that you're looking for. I think that might help with some of you, because I do put all the dimensions up there and I do have them listed for you, and you could always fast forward the video. But I get it where some of you say it's really hard because all my videos have the exact same thumbnail. It's hard to find which video was that. I don't remember which week she did that, and to try to find it is really difficult. So I think what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll take a picture of these two, and then what I'll do is I'll upload the thumbnail so that the thumbnail has the two pictures, the two cards, or any projects that I've made. That way you can more easily, oh yeah, that's the one that it was. Yeah, Diane, good. I'm glad you think that that would be easier. A lot of you are saying that would be a really big help. So I know sometimes people have asked me, you did a card like this. Do you remember when you did it? Because I can't find the video. I've gone through a whole bunch of them, and that wastes a lot of your time. So, and I can sometimes remember about when I did it. So I start looking there. But I think if I take these pictures and I change the thumbnail, that will help a lot. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know what I can do in Facebook, if I can do that in Facebook, but I will try. I'll do my best to see what I can do so that you can at least see the pictures. So All right. So everybody's saying, yes, please. All right. You guys have a great rest of the weekend. I'm going to finish up my to-go kit. I have to make my little treats, and I have one card that I have to cut for yet. And then I have to package everything up. There's kind of a little sneak peek of the fun. I like to do some fun packaging with it. So that goes along with whatever the stamp set is. And so I found some fun ways to package it up so that I can send it off to people on Monday. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week, Saturday, on this same channel, but at 8:30 a.m. instead of 1 o'clock p.m. And if you are a Xavier girls basketball fans, go Hawks. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.